everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video, and for today's video I am going to be doing 12 ways to support a friend going through a difficult time. And that's something that can be a little bit challenging to figure out what to do and how to solve problems, but there's always a way. So it's important not to judge yourself for, it's important not to judge yourself for being a bit unsure of what to say. I have my moments when I have that kind of problem that happens, and it can also often feel, intimidating or uncomfortable. And there are some situations where that can occur, but it's always a good idea to understand what your friend is feeling, and so you can help them out with any problems they might have. So the first one is offer to hang out, and hanging out with a friend is always a great idea. And sometimes, you might have to figure out costs and all that, and try to get that figured out. But but sometimes hanging out with a friend is good, because maybe your relationship can get better. You would just have a great time, And number two is be there and listen, and yeah. And if you're trying to give advice and coming up empty, that's actually okay. When someone we love or like a friend is going through pain and sorrow, we feel pressure to have to say something, to come up with a way to make them feel better. And they need to know that you can tolerate being with them in their pain, that someone understands what they're going through. And it's always a good idea to understand them as so with any other person, person. It doesn't have to just be a friend. It could be like a family member. It could be a cousin, it could be anyone, And number three is save the advice for later. Listen first with curiosity and without judgment. It is uncomfortable to sit with people's negative emotions, but offering solutions without being asked can often feel like you are dismissing their feelings rather than creating a space for them to experience what it is that's hurting them. Not to mention, things like breakups and deaths can't be fixed. Showing we care enough to listen without an agenda, And you always have to work things out. You have to work out, okay, what day will work, what month, or even, or even what month, day, or week would work, because you always have to not assume whether someone can do something, because you can't just buy tickets to go somewhere, then find out, sorry, I can't do this because, So, yeah, it's a good idea to talk to them before assuming that your friend wants to do something. And number four is validate their feelings. One way to respond without offering advice is by validating their feelings. If they tell you about their problem and they say that they're scared, try responding with, that is so hard and scary. It makes so much sense why you feel this way given what's going on. I'm here to listen. So, it's always good to listen. You can't just cut someone off just because that you want to talk, because that is rude and not right. So it's better to have the other person talk and wait until they're done with their response, and then, you can say what you need to say, but, being rude friends is not right. Never. Right. And there's lots of ways you can be a better listener to your friend. Try reflecting back what's been said by offering a quick recap of what they've shared so far in a natural way. Reflection and summary help convey to your friend that you are both listening and hearing what they are saying. And that's totally, understandable, and you actually have to understand it. You can't just say sorry, and your friend will keep that sorry. But if you do it again, and again and again and again, it's not going to really not to be very good, because they're not going to even believe you, or whoever. Okay. Number 5, avoid using glitches. There's a lot of advice out there that sounds good but isn't actually very helpful, because you can't really trust something, although it might seem to be pretty good at first, then ends to be like very, very bad. So you can't really trust some websites. You can't really trust some products that somebody has. So you always have to make sure of things. Number 6, run errands for them. If your friend is busy dealing with like a crisis, offering to help with their everyday chores can come as a huge relief. Like doing the laundry or running to the grocery store for them, and may ease their stress and make it easier to deal with their troubles. And that's not a bad idea. Helping others, being supportive, doing what you can to help each other out, that's always a good idea. And it's hard to figure out things, but there's always a solution. You have to work step by step, work through it, work at it. Okay. Number 7 is ask how you can help. If you're unsure how to support a friend, ask what they'd prefer. While you may need to vent and cry, they may crave a little time alone. And focus on who your friend is as a person and cater your response to them. If they aren't sure what they need, it's best not to force them to do something. Because forcing something out of somebody, that's not right. And even if it seems like it would help, being there is enough. And if you haven't heard from your friend, don't hesitate to send a text or find out how they are, and keep doing so, possibly even longer than seems necessary. But don't push them to talk if they don't want to. If we push, the person gets into their shell like a turtle or snaps at us to back off. That is simply a signal that they aren't ready. But it doesn't hurt to keep showing them you are there when they are ready. And so then okay, let's see. So what? And I think I read number 8, but keep checking in. And and number 9, and I am on to number 10, I think it is. I'm not sure. I can't keep track. Anyways, number 10 is ask open-ended questions. It can also be confronting if they're okay with it. To use nonverbal body language while you're chatting in order to convey care. Think about placing your arm on their shoulder, offering a hug, or sitting close to them on a couch, and take care of yourself. There are a lot of nice things to do for a friend going through a hard time. However, sometimes this leads into you neglecting your own needs, which doesn't help anyone. Number 11, leave space for joy. Depending on the situation a friend is going through, it doesn't have to be all straight-faced, serious 24/7. Sometimes a little lighthearted distraction is all a person needs to lift their spirits, even if only for a moment. Number 12, get moving with them. Ever go on like a mental health walk, like when you have to take like a break from something, you know, and when somebody's suffering, it can be important to move around and get some air, and that's what I do sometimes. Like when things are a little tough, I always take a break. Um, you know, and if they're feeling really down, your friend might not want to um, go on a walk or drive. If they're like, sometimes they like to just be alone. They wouldn't like anyone else to come with. They just want to, be on their own and all that. So that was number 12. I hope you guys liked my video. If so, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And hit the bell icon so you guys don't miss out on any of my videos. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, guys. Peace out.